Hello, my name is Jim Eccleston.
And my name is Duncan Stewart.
And we manage 56 Degree Insight, a Scottish-based consumer research and insights company. We undertake market research to generate consumer insights across a range of sectors and industries, and the Scottish food and drink sector is one of our key areas of focus. Last year, we were the consumer insights provider for the inaugural Scottish Retail Food and Drinks Awards, and we're delighted to extend the relationship for the 2022 awards.
Let's firstly remind ourselves of the scale of the Scottish food and drink industry. It contributes a massive £14 billion per year to Scotland's economy, making it a key growth sector in the Scottish Government's economic strategy. This also reflects its contribution to employment, with almost 19,000 individual food and drink businesses in Scotland employing 115,000 people. But of course, COVID's had a major impact. We've seen changing patterns in consumer behaviours as the pandemic took hold from March 2020.
For this year's awards, we wanted to provide some new data on just how Scottish consumers' attitudes in terms of food and drink choices and purchasing behaviours had evolved. In November 2021, we conducted a survey to mark the launch of the awards. We interviewed a nationally representative sample of over 700 Scots about their attitudes and decision making around food and drink. Over the next few months, we'll provide consumer insights across a range of topics that are of relevance and importance to food and drinks producers, suppliers and retailers. Today, here's a taster of some of the results from this survey. Duncan.
Okay, let's begin with health considerations. Where do they come in Scots' decision making around food? The search for a healthier option has become much more prevalent and continues to evolve. Our survey now suggests that eating healthy food is now important to 90% of Scots, and for over half it is either very or extremely important. And this importance has grown. Over a quarter say it's much more important to them now than a few years ago, that's 26%, whilst over a third say it's a little bit more important. Only 1% say it's less important to them now than it used to be. And this desire for healthier food choices is also one of the influencers in an increasing number of Scots choosing a more flexible diet. While 9% of Scots are vegetarian all of the time, a further 37% occasionally make vegetarian choices. This amounts to almost half of the Scots adult population choosing a flexitarian diet, at least on an occasional basis. That's around 2 million people.
Moving on from health, what are the trends around where and how we purchase our food and drink? Over the last couple of years, our food shopping habits have changed as the environmental context of the pandemic has dictated what has and hasn't been possible. We asked Scots how often they had shopped across a range of different channels over the last year or so, and what is clear is the dominance of the main supermarket chains within the marketplace. 98% of us had shopped there at some point, and 72% of us had done so weekly or more often over the period. The major discounters have also been popular. 86% of us have visited at some point and 38% weekly or more often. What is also clear, however, is the importance of local convenience stores. Although we don't tend to use them so frequently, 17% weekly or more, over 2/3 of us do buy food and drink from convenience stores at some point, 68%. And there have been some interesting trends in purchasing compared to pre-pandemic times, especially in home delivery and click and collect. The biggest increase has been in the use of this service from the major supermarkets, a net increase of plus 35% compared to 3 years ago. There have been double-digit increases across a range of channels, however, including subscription services up 22%, discounter stores 19%, convenience store click and collect at 15%, and the use of online providers such as Amazon up 14%.
And what about shopping local, and in particular buying locally produced food and drink products? 4 different elements would encourage Scots to shop in local convenience stores and corner shops more frequently. More competitive prices, a better product range, more deals and offers, and importantly, more locally produced food and drink. 3 in 10 would be likely to shop locally if there was a greater range of locally produced food and drink on offer. This represents a real opportunity for local producers and retailers to work together to ensure that locally produced products can be obtained in convenience stores. But what products have the greatest appeal? Locally produced products are important to many customers in every category, though 4 in particular stand out: fresh meat, poultry and fish, fruit and vegetables, dairy products and bakery goods. In each case, 2/3 or more of Scots say that local versions being readily available is important to them. And most encouragingly, Scots claim to now be buying more local products than before, but especially in the same top 4 categories where we've seen big increases, each being bought more than previously by around a third or more of Scots consumers.
More generally, when it comes to on-shelf food and drink choices, beyond the price of the product, what is driving purchase decisions? The answer is lots of things. Firstly, environmental concerns and climate change are playing a key role. 66% will choose products which are plastic-free and recyclable, and it goes beyond recyclable packaging. There's a clear message in the research to retailers to let their customers know when they are especially active in sustainable practices and waste reduction in store. Again, 65% feel it's important, they know that, and this could lead to some consumers visiting particular stores more than others. But our survey also showed that there is greater concern about how far that food has to travel to reach the supermarket shelf. 56% of Scots seek products where food miles are reduced as far as possible. And this should be clearly displayed on the label, as should other sustainability information such as no palm oil, as this is important to 61%. The whole concept of buying as local as possible brings us neatly to another key trend, which is rising significance, provenance. Knowing where your food and drink comes from and how it is produced is increasingly important. A recent survey showed that 61% of Scots factor this in as part of their buying decision.
And the labelling of products is extremely important. Indeed, overall clarity and legibility is important to 66%. As well as reassuring consumers on sustainability and provenance, there are also other elements of labelling and package design that will reassure consumers and make a difference in their product choice. Displaying the ingredients very clearly on the label or packaging is the most important factor of all to 70%. And of course, the overall design and the degree of standout of the product and label design should never be underestimated. 45% of Scots say this is an important element of their product purchase choice.
Finally, we're launching the 2022 Scottish Retail Food and Drink Awards. So what role do awards play in consumer choice? We live in a world where awards and accreditations play a major role in consumer behaviours and decision making. The Consumers Association have pioneered product comparisons and driven up best practice for many years, and in every walk of life we see accreditation schemes and awards, and food and drink is no different. And this is backed up in our recent research. 60% of us said it was important in our purchase decisions, and 39% would be more likely to choose products with a quality mark or award. So that has literally been a taster of the findings from our survey. Over the next few weeks and months, we'll do more in-depth analysis on each of these topic areas and share it with you. This is an exciting time for Scottish food and drink, and we really want to help you in your own strategic decision making. Thank you.